Hey, if you're not following me already on Instagram or YouTube, make sure to follow and subscribe at Trade with Ellie. Thank you. So today I want to just talk about wanting to change your circumstance. A lot of the times we talk about wanting to change our situation and really do something better, do something different. But sometimes we just say we want change, but we don't really want to. And I say this because I know a lot of people who have been voicing that they want to change their circumstance, right? They want better, whether it is they want a better job, they want to get paid more, they want a different lifestyle, whatever the list is, but they are not being proactive in working towards what that better situation looks like for them. And I get it. It might be hard to get up and start, but you have to face the reality at some point, because either one, you're gonna get so fed up in being in that situation that's when you'll finally decide, I'm gonna do what I need to do. But why wait until you're at that breaking point to actually do the things you should be doing now to help propel you towards those goals? Why wait until that moment? Will that moment ever come for you? Because remember, there is never a right time to start anything. The time is always now, right? The time is always now. You want to seize the moment. You want to capitalize on having more time as opposed to waiting until you're at that breaking point. Who wants to wait until they're literally losing their mind? You never want to wait that long, trust me. But for a lot of people, you say you want change, but you actually really don't. And it's not that you don't have it in you to start. You're just comfortable. You're happy in your circumstance, or you're just comfortable and you're okay with that. And there's nothing wrong with being okay with where you're at, right? As long as you're happy and it's working for you, then that's good. That's totally good, right? That's amazing. But if you're saying you want change, and you want better, then you need to do better. You need to get up and start taking action. I was at a point a few years ago where I said I did not want to work at this place anymore. I was at a point where I was literally at my breaking point. But before I reached that, I knew I wanted to leave, right? I knew I needed out, and I knew I needed to start devising a plan, an exit strategy, right? If I leave, what does that look like? What does that mean? What is next, right? Because I didn't know what was going to be next, but I knew what was not going to happen. I was not going to be there. So I started taking steps towards leaving, right? I started completing work that I knew my team needed completed so that they would be okay. I started looking for other work. I started thinking of other plans, and one of the things that randomly happened was I decided I was just going to leave the country altogether, right? But I was able to do that for a number of different reasons. That might not be your circumstance, but the point is here, I got up, I said, I don't want to be here anymore. What am I going to do to change that, right? What am I going to do to put me in a position to get me closer to where I want to be? Because right now I feel so far. I feel so far. What am I going to do to get me closer? I had to be proactive, and I had to decide that I needed to leave. Yes, it was easy to be there. It was comfortable. I could do stuff with my eyes closed. I could work with my eyes closed in my sleep. But this is not what I wanted, right? I was not happy. Like I could still have been there right now, but I was not happy. I was not living the life of abundance that I knew I deserved and should be living. And so I decided to take the steps I needed to take to get there. But you have to be real with yourself. Are you really fed up? Do you really want change? Are you ready for a change? If it's because you're not ready, make yourself ready. Because there's never a time to be ready. You just have to stay ready, right? So what is it that you're going to do if you're out there saying you want change? Because people have told me they want change, and I said, what does that look like? What does that mean? I'm, trying to help you. What is next then? What are your options? They gave options. I said, okay, but it didn't sound like a solid option to them. So if it's not solid, what's the next thing? Because you sound unsure, you almost don't even want to do it yourself. And their second option of what would be next was their current circumstance. How can your current situation be your last resort? You're insane. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over. And in a sense, at that point, you want to be where you are. Because if you're not making time to do the things that are going to help you get to the next step, you're going to be stuck. And that's the thing. For me, I realized staying at that job, when I wanted to work on my own things, when I wanted to do other stuff, I didn't have time. I was tired. I was putting more work at the job than I was putting work on my own dreams. And I realized at some point after a couple of years that I couldn't do the two anymore. It was either one or the other. And so I said, I need to stop doing this one thing so I can focus on doing this other thing. Because if I didn't give it that focus and that energy, I'm gonna be stuck at this place that I don't want to be forever. So for me, I had to walk away, right? That worked for me and my situation. And that worked for what I wanted to do. It might not work like that for you, but you have to realize that sometimes you're not going to have the time. You're not going to have the energy, but you have to make it. If you want real change, you're going to have to work through the tough times. You're going to have to push through and power through when you don't want to. But once you reach that breakthrough, I promise you'll be worth it. Once you reach that next level, that stage of getting out, you will be happy that you made those sacrifices, because that's what everything is. It's a sacrifice. But that temporary sacrifice is worth it when you get to live exactly how you wish and desire. So remember that sacrifice is necessary if you want to take it to the next step in whatever it is that you want to fulfill.